Have you ever found that the harder you try to reach something, the more it seems to slip through your fingers? It's as if life has a way of teaching us the most important lessons through paradoxes. And one of the greatest paradoxes is this: when we stop obsessing over the outcome, we often find ourselves achieving it effortlessly. Sounds too good to be true, right? But what if this was the key to unlocking not just success, but true peace? In today's video, we'll dive into the timeless wisdom of Zen and Buddhist teachings and explore why letting go of attachment to results is the secret to living a life full of unexpected joys and fulfillment. So, stay with us. Let's uncover how releasing your expectations might be the greatest gift you can give yourself, and the most powerful way to find what you're truly seeking. In Buddhism, one of the most profound and liberating teachings is the concept of letting go. At first glance, it seems almost counterintuitive. How can we achieve what we want by releasing our attachment to it? But Zen masters and Buddhist practitioners have long known that attachment is a silent thief. It robs us of peace and fulfillment by locking us into expectations and rigid outcomes. Letting go is not just about releasing material things, it's about releasing our need to control, to force things into place, and to be obsessed with results. Imagine, for a moment, trying to hold water in your hand. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips away. If you clench your fist, the water escapes. But if you open your hand and relax your grip, the water stays. In this simple action, we see the profound truth of non-attachment. Life works the same way. When we stop gripping so tightly, we create space for what we desire to come to us effortlessly. It's almost as if, by letting go, we open the floodgates to success, to inner peace, and to the natural flow of life. But this is not easy. Our minds are conditioned to chase, to want, to strive. We're told from a young age that we need to work hard and control every outcome. And yet, the harder we grip, the more elusive our goals become. Life is not something we can force into submission, no matter how much we try. In fact, when we become attached to an outcome, we create resistance. The more tightly we hold onto our expectations, the further we drift from true fulfillment. Take the story of a young monk, for example, a monk who struggled with the very same dilemma. He was determined to master his meditation practice and find peace. He was diligent and disciplined. Every day, he sat for hours, eyes closed, body still, breathing slowly and deeply, focused entirely on achieving a sense of tranquility. Yet, the more he tried, the more elusive peace became. With each meditation session, his mind would become more restless. Am I doing this right? Why can't I find peace? He would wonder, frustrated by the racing thoughts that filled his head. The harder he tried to control his thoughts, the more they seemed to multiply. He would catch himself worrying about when the peace he sought would finally come. And this worry only made him more restless. He was forcing the experience, striving for an outcome instead of allowing the practice to unfold naturally. He was attached to the result, and in doing so, he created resistance within himself. Sound familiar? How many times have we struggled with something, only to realize that our effort to control the situation made it worse? This young monk is an embodiment of our own struggles. It's easy to get caught in the trap of trying to control everything, to push for the desired result. Whether it's peace, success, or happiness, we often believe that the more effort we put in, the more we'll get out. But the more we grip, the more we prevent life from flowing freely. One day, the young monk shared his struggles with his master. The master, with his boundless wisdom, told him a story that would forever change his perspective on life. There was once a farmer who faced an unrelenting drought. His fields were dry, his crops withered, and every day he prayed for rain. He dug trenches, sowed seeds, and lamented his misfortune. Yet, no rain came. One day, a wise traveler passed by the farmer's land and saw his desperation. The traveler stopped and said, "Stop chasing the rain. Tend to the soil, nurture the seeds, and let the sky decide." The farmer, initially skeptical, decided to follow the traveler's advice. Instead of focusing solely on the rain, he began to care for the soil, nurturing it carefully. And before long, the rains came, and his crops flourished. The lesson here is clear: when we stop focusing solely on the outcome, the rain or the perfect result, and shift our energy to nurturing the process, things begin to unfold in ways we didn't expect. Just like the farmer, the young monk began to realize that instead of obsessing over finding peace, he needed to focus on being present in the moment, and allow peace to emerge on its own. There's another beautiful metaphor in nature that explains this principle even further: the butterfly. One afternoon, as the monk meditated near a tree, he noticed a butterfly struggling to break free from its cocoon. His natural instinct was to help it, to tear open the cocoon to free the butterfly. But his master, who had been observing, stopped him. He said, "If you help it, the butterfly will never develop the strength it needs to fly. Its struggle is part of its transformation." This moment profoundly affected the monk. It reminded him that the process of growth and enlightenment cannot be rushed. Much like the butterfly, his own path would unfold at its own pace, not according to his timeline. This story is not just about struggle, it's about trusting the natural process. Each person has their own rhythm in their journey, and we cannot rush or force things to happen according to our desired timeline. Then there is the story of the potter. He was renowned for his skill. But despite working tirelessly to perfect his craft, his vases often turned out imperfect. The more he focused on making the perfect vase, the more flawed his work became. Eventually, he decided to stop trying so hard, to stop obsessing over perfection. Instead, he allowed himself to enjoy the process of working with clay, letting his hands move naturally. To his surprise, his vases became more beautiful than ever before. And he soon became famous for his artistry. The lesson from this story is profound. Often, the key to success is not working harder or forcing things, but relaxing our grip and trusting the process. The potter stopped obsessing over the perfect result and found beauty in the process itself. Just like the butterfly and the farmer, he learned that letting go of attachment to the outcome led to unexpected and remarkable success. These stories remind us that success often doesn't come from pushing harder or controlling everything, but from letting go, trusting the process, and being present. When we stop obsessing over the outcome and allow ourselves to relax into the process, that's when the magic happens. So, How do we truly apply these teachings to our lives? How do we break free from the chains of constant striving and learn to embrace the natural flow of life? The answer lies in embracing the journey itself, not fixating on the destination. Life is not about the end result, it's about the unfolding process, the steps we take, and the moments we live through. It's in the way we experience each day with awareness and presence. Too often, we get so fixated on what we want to achieve that we forget to live fully in the moment. But when we immerse ourselves in the present, when we stop trying to control the future, and allow life to unfold as it will, we align ourselves with the natural rhythm of existence. The key here is to trust the process. The moment we stop trying to force things, we begin to move more harmoniously with the flow of life. Think of life as a dance. Imagine a dancer who is obsessed only with the final step, the end of the performance. If they focus only on the end, they miss the beauty of each movement, the grace of each step. A dancer doesn't rush to finish the dance as quickly as possible. No, they savor every moment of the movement, trusting the rhythm of the music to guide them. They don't force the dance, they become the dance. Each step is important, not because it leads to the next, but because it is a part of the whole. In the same way, when we stop obsessing over the results, we begin to experience the joy of the process itself. The journey, not the destination, is what brings fulfillment. And often, when we stop trying so hard to control the outcome, the results come more naturally, effortlessly. It's almost as if the universe itself steps in and guides us, once we stop fighting against the natural flow of life. Buddhism teaches us that having goals and dreams is essential. It gives us direction, a purpose to strive for. But there's a delicate balance. While goals are important, it's just as crucial not to become attached to them. Goals are like stars in the night sky. They give us direction, but they are not the destination. The stars are beautiful, they guide us, but they are not meant to be reached. What matters most is the journey itself, the steps we take, the way we grow and learn along the way. When we let go of our attachment to outcomes, when we stop fixating on reaching a particular goal, we open ourselves to true freedom. We no longer live in fear of failure, but we accept it as a natural part of our path. We embrace each step, knowing that both success and failure are valuable teachers. In fact, failure is often one of the most powerful teachers we will encounter. It's through failure that we learn the deepest lessons. And it is through failure that we often discover new strengths within ourselves. Consider the metaphor of a seed. When you plant a seed in the ground, you don't stand over it, demanding that it grow immediately. You don't rush the process. Instead, you water it, you give it sunlight, and then you trust that, in time, it will grow into something beautiful, a tree that will stand tall and strong. Life works the same way. We plant the seeds of our efforts. And although we cannot see them growing in the moment, our efforts are never wasted. In time, those seeds will blossom, but only if we allow them the space to grow, without forcing them to sprout overnight. The beauty of life is in its timing. We often feel impatient, wanting immediate results, wanting success right now. But true growth happens at its own pace. Trusting the process means knowing that everything we do, Every action we take adds to the whole, even if we don't see the immediate results. It's like nurturing a garden. You water the plants, you tend to them. And even though you may not see immediate results, something powerful is happening beneath the surface. And when the time comes, the flowers bloom, the fruit ripens. And the garden flourishes because you gave it time and care. Life is not about rushing to get to the end, it's about how we walk the path, how we embrace each moment, how we learn to trust the unfolding of each experience. The process is where the magic lies. By letting go of the attachment to the outcome, we open ourselves to deeper satisfaction, greater peace, and an unexpected sense of freedom. So remember, don't rush. The path is as important as the destination. Live fully in each step, and when you let go of the need to control, you will find that life unfolds in ways you never imagined. So, are results really as important as we think? The truth is, no. Not when we are too attached to them. Life becomes infinitely easier and more fulfilling when we learn to let go. When we stop chasing after the outcome, that's when the results appear, often in ways we never expected. I hope this video has helped you realize something important, that success doesn't always require constant pursuit. Sometimes, the most profound thing we can do is simply let go. And trust that what we need will come to us in its own time. If this message resonated with you, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Wisdom in Buddhism, so you never miss out on more transformative insights. And we'd love to hear from you. What do you think about the philosophy of letting go? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.